In 2008, the economy took a big, fat dump. Many contractors took massive hits to their business. In fact, I remember the painting business I owned at the time, it seemed like overnight our revenues were cut in half. Many people were forced to let some of their top employees go, and unfortunately, thousands upon thousands of home improvement contractors went into massive debt, and many of those had to file personal bankruptcy. Today on Contractor Fight TV, I'm going to go over a few things that you can do to take control of your business to minimize the damage when the shit hits the fan again. One of the first things a contractor does, or any business owner does for that matter, when the economy takes a dump, is they stop marketing their business. They stop putting money into the damn thing that's going to keep their business alive. And if you want to survive the next recession, if you want to kick some tail through it, you've got to step on the gas and build your brand. Now, in order to do that, you need to know where to put your money. And that's why we talk all the time here on Contractor Fight TV about tracking your leads. So right now, track the shit out of every lead that comes in, not just the lead sources, but the jobs that sell, the best jobs that sell for the highest profits. What are the lead sources of those types of projects? That way you know where to put your time and put your money when it comes, when the shit hits the fan. All right, so another thing here I want to encourage you guys to do, we've talked about here God knows how many times, is build your brand by creating content. Content marketing is cheap. You got one of these in your pocket right now. You pull this damn thing out on every job site and you share what's going on. You answer common questions that your customers ask you and things like that. Put it on social media, put it on your website, become the expert in your industry. And when you do that, when times are lean, you've already built your brand. So my challenge for you guys today, right now, after this video, sometime today, I want you to create one piece of content, pull your damn phone out, create a piece of content from a job site, add value to people, and then guess what? Tomorrow, repeat it again. The next thing I'm going to ask you to do to recession-proof your business, to minimize the damage when you're getting jacked in the face when the economy takes a shit again, is to commit to getting a higher gross profit. Here's what happens when the phone stops ringing, when the economy takes a dump, when all that crap's going on around you, what happens? Most contractors go, I gotta be competitive. I gotta lower my prices. That is the worst thing you can do. You need to avoid the temptation to cut your prices. And it seems like counterintuitive. You're like, I don't have any work. I need to cut my prices to get work. But here's the thing, guys. When the economy sucks, the phone is ringing less. You actually have less leads coming into your business, which means you have less opportunities to make the profit that you need to stay in business. When the recession hit back in 2008, we had this week where I didn't sell anything for forever, and I was cutting my prices. And my business partner at the time was like, what the hell are you gonna do? We have goose eggs for the last week or so. So I went out, and I'll tell you what I did here in a minute, but I came back a week later, and I think I'd sold somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 in that week. And he's like, my partner's like, what the hell did you do? And I said, I actually doubled our prices. He's like, you did what? Guys, I doubled my prices when the leads were lean, and I actually sold more work. And the reason I was able to do that is the thing we talked about earlier is I built our brand. And people knew who we were, and they trusted us, and they knew because we had built a good brand, we were gonna be in business for the long haul and be able to be there for them if they had a problem with their project or a warranty issue and things like that. So listen, here's the thing. Less leads, like I said, means less opportunities. So if your break-even point, which we've done videos on that before, if your break-even point is $20,000 a month, okay, that you gotta keep to pay your overhead and have a profit, a net profit, you're gonna have less opportunities to do that. So you actually have to raise your prices, and that, I'm telling you right now, in fact, go search for the video. We did a video on 50% gross profit here on Fight TV. Is the fastest way out of the financial gutter. It's also the fastest way to equip yourself and prepare yourself for the next tsunami in the economy that's coming our way at some point. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to commit right now to getting at least a 50% gross profit on every job you do. So what that means is this, okay? And we have a gift for you at the end of this video. There'll be a link, all right, for you to click to get a sheet that helps you do this. But here's how it works. If I'm gonna pay my guys $100 and I'm gonna pay material $100, that's $200, right, to do the job. That's what I'm paying to do the project. Here's the challenge. Figure out what it's gonna cost you to do the job and then multiply times at least 2, and that's your sale price, okay? So if a job is costing you $2,000 to do it, charge at least $4,000, then make sure you produce it for no more than the $2,000 and you'll have a 50% gross profit. And I promise you, I've seen it thousands of times. I get emails and texts and all this shit all the time from you viewers out there that are implementing this. Their lives are changing, their bank accounts are growing, they're paying off their debt, and that's the shit that you need to happen right now. You need to stockpile money. You need to pay off that debt. You need to prepare for that recession that's coming, and the fastest way to do that is get at least a 50% gross profit on every job. Do it now. When the recession comes, and I don't know when it's coming, all right? So a lot of you guys are like, when do you think the recession? I don't fucking know. Nobody knows, right? When it comes, you don't want to be caught with your pants down. I want you to imagine, I live right here, you can see Pikes Peak here in Colorado, right from my house, a 14,000 foot mountain, right? Imagine you're gonna climb Pikes Peak. Would you rather do it with a 200-pound backpack or a 20-pound backpack? That's what I want you to think of your overhead. Carry a light pack. Keep your overhead lean. Only bring shit in the pack that's essential to get to the top of the mountain. So, first time I visited Colorado many years ago, went hiking with buddies of mine. You know, I'm a Marine. I'm like used to carrying heavy shit, right? I had probably 25 pounds of water on me. And the other guys that I was hiking with, they were like professional hikers. You know what they had? Noel, do you know what they had? Noel, they had water straws. So they had like a couple ounce, they were like packing to the ounce of what they knew they needed. And then they were like, if shit hits the fan and I run out of water, I got a water straw and I can just drink dirty water and it filters the thing. They knew what to bring. I had a fucking bowling ball in my bag and all this other shit. Guys, don't be like me the first time I went hiking. Don't carry a heavy pack of overhead. Commit to bringing what is necessary for the climb in your business. The number one thing that's necessary is paying yourself, okay? There's a lot of other things that we pay for in our business. It could be recurring charges that you forgot that you signed up for, some software, things like that you're not using. Here's my challenge for you on this. Go through every line item in your overhead right now and ask yourself the question, is this necessary? If it is not adding value to your business, then you need to consider cutting it. And here's my challenge that we talk about in one of my coaching groups, the 100K Club. We did a challenge a couple weeks ago about find 5% right now. So if your overhead is, $100, let's just use the easy math, cut $5. Okay, find $5 to cut. And I promise you, when you're doing the things that we're talking about here today, when you're building your brand, when you're raising your gross profit and you're limiting what you put in your pack, it's gonna make it so much easier to be profitable and to weather the recession that is bound to come at some point. That's my challenge. Cut 5% of your overhead right now. All right, the final thing that I want to talk about today to help you prepare for the next recession, how to recession-proof your business, is commit to providing a red carpet experience for every customer that you work with. This is what really separates the men from the boys. This is where so many people are like, how do I grow my business? How do I become more profitable? And what they fail to realize is it's the experience that somebody has with you that's going to be the difference maker, that's going to help you be strong as a business in the long run. So this is things like how you communicate, how you show up, how you clean up, how you set expectations for people. And here's a hack for this, guys. Look at your industry and what people typically complain about the most. Now, contractors in general, if you go right now, go on your Facebook personal page and just go, what do you hate the most about contractors? You're gonna see two main things come up. They don't communicate well and they leave a fucking mess. It's gonna be somewhere in there, at least those two things every time. So, and that's what I encourage you to do. Look at the things that the other guys are really dropping the ball on and make those things your strength. At the end of the day, the paint job is the paint job. You can do an amazing paint job, you can install a gorgeous door, build a great bathroom remodel, whatever the heck your damn trade is. The work, I'm sure, is beautiful. But where we fuck ourselves is we don't make it a good experience for people. Like they're like, yeah, it's a great paint job. It was a fucking pain in the ass to get the job done. They came, they left, they took 5 weeks when they said it was gonna take 5 days. Okay, guys, that's the low-hanging fruit to build a stronger business, build stronger referrals, get higher prices for your work is in the experience. Make them feel the love, make them feel that this is the best experience they've ever had with a contractor. So I'm gonna give you a big tip on this right now, how to do this. Number one, don't assume you know what is important to the customer. When we assume, there's a lot of problems. So I'm gonna give you 2 quick word tracks right now that you could use to find out what's important to them. When you find out what's important to them and you deliver it, now they've had the best experience. Here's 2 things. In the sales process, you simply ask the prospect, ask the customer, hey Joe, what would need to happen in this experience with my company or with any company to make you tell your friends this was the best experience you ever had with a contractor? And then shut your mouth. They will always tell you what is most important to them. If that feels weird to you, then another word track that I used all the time, I would be like, hey Joe, listen, you're gonna hire somebody to come and do this project. And on the last day of the job, you're gonna stroke a check, you're gonna hand it to somebody, and they're gonna drive away in their truck. How will you know you hired the right company? Shut your mouth. 100% of the time with a word track like those or a variation of, you will get to the heart of what is most important to the customer. And then you and your team know what's important. You make notes of those things. Like one example, many years ago, I asked a lady this question, how are you gonna know that you hired the right company? She just had twins. She wasn't sleeping at all. They napped between like 2 and 3 in the afternoon. She literally said to me, if you don't wake my babies up, I'll be ecstatic. Guess what we did? We took lunch at the nap time of the babies. And just that one little action made this woman a raving fan. She told all her friends about us for years and became an amazing referral source because to her, that was the most important part of the experience. Now, as those kids grow up and if I went back today and said, hey, Jenny, what's the most important thing here to you? It's not gonna be don't wake my kids up because her life is changing. So don't make assumptions that you know what is important to people. So my challenge for you is this, simply identify the things that annoy the people the most about your industry and make them your strengths. When you do that, you will establish yourself as a company that delivers amazing experiences to people, and that type of word gets around in a good way. Ups and downs are gonna come in the economy. We just talked about 4 things: building your brand, getting a higher gross profit, carrying a light pack, and delivering a great experience. When you commit and focus on these 4 things, you're gonna be more prepared when crap goes south in the economy. Now, I have a tool for you guys today before we get out of here, and it's to address the gross profit issue, because I know a lot of people struggle with this. All right, so here's what I'm gonna ask you to do. If you need help selling at higher rates and understanding your numbers, just go to thecontractorfight.com, thecontractorfight.com/50. That's it. Go there, get our 50% gross profit spreadsheet. It's free. Guys, it'll help you sell your next job at the rates that you need to sell them at, so you put a little more money in your pocket and you can build your war chest so when shit does hit the fan, it doesn't hurt as much. Appreciate you guys hanging out today with us on Contractor Fight TV. Share this with another contractor. Subscribe if you haven't already done that. And damn it, go get the spreadsheet at thecontractorfight.com/50. 50. Not an O, it's a number. It's not a letter, it's a number. I'm out.